Welcome to the City Show podcast, Pat Pod, we're going to call this. We're doing a demo taping today, but this will be the future of the City Show on the video version, which you'll see on YouTube and all our streaming services. Starting in September when we come back from hiatus, we're going to start working a little bit on the studio. I have a new background behind us with some signage and all that. But let me get to what we're talking about here for the demo, for the sake of demo. Redundancy. What is redundancy? Redundancy is what we have between the county and the city of Jersey City. And the reason I bring up the redundancy is we had a $255 million budget gap in the budget here in Jersey City. We're going to get a loan, low interest, over 10 years, $105 million from the state, plus $15 million in distressed city aid. That we'd have to pay back. The 105 we do. And we're going to use the 105 is to pay off our vendors that we owe $105 million to. So it's kind of a wash. I guess if we're not getting free money, a low interest loan is the best, but we're still in a hole for $105 million. We didn't get a break that way, but at least we're paying our vendors. I'm sure these are some heavy duty vendors here like Blue Cross Blue Shield, that sort of thing. Vendors that can handle not being paid $105 million. Ideally, you would not like to see your taxes go up. But right now, we're looking at a 15.5% tax increase coming our way, probably very soon. That should be whittled down somehow. The city is working on cutting the budgets with the departments, and they're making some headway that way. Once all the cuts are made, Denise Ridley, the council president, should make one more cut, 10% across the board. To keep going in the pockets of the people of Jersey City is insane. We joke about it on the radio show about affordability, almost make it like a drinking game. There is no affordability if the city's not affordable. And here we are looking at 15.5% tax increase from the municipality. I think it's 18% from the Board of Education and 14.5% from the county. That's not affordable. That has to be transferred over to, from the landlord. The landlord's not eating that much. So that's going to be transferred over to the renter. So the rents are going to go up. And then people got to make a decision. Can I afford to live in Jersey City? You probably can't anymore. So we've got to be realistic on how we're going to raise taxes. 15.5% is too big of a bite. There's going to be some tax increase, 3 to 5% citywide, but we're still stuck with the 18 and the 14.5. We've got to figure another way of running the municipalities. Running the municipality like we did 18 years ago doesn't work. 100 years ago doesn't work. There has to be more, I always say out of the box thinking. Well, we need a little out of the box thinking here. There has to be a new way of doing things. We got to figure a way of generating revenue. We got to figure a way of controlling our costs more. We got to figure out how we're going to deal with our pensions. Our pensions, if they are not choking the municipal government now, they will be in the very near future. Can we invest that pension funds? Can we do safe investments? I don't know. But we just can't keep relying on the property taxes. Overdevelopment in Jersey City, we keep talking about, let's build more, build more. Who are we building for? And remember, everything we build requires city services. And again, we're not building for people here in Jersey City. We're building people who aren't here. They're moving into Jersey City. But there's an expense to all that. And let me get back to redundancy. We want to cut expenses. They're making good moves with the city. But a redundancy between two major government entities here, the county of Hudson and the city of Jersey City. There, if you look at the websites, you see a tremendous amount of redundancy, from cultural affairs to health and human services, on and on. We don't need both of them, and you're paying for both of them. Do we need two cultural affairs departments in actually the same city, by the way? Because we're the county seat? Probably not. So there is some redundancy. Maybe we don't get 100% free of our cultural affairs. Maybe we kick in 20% to the county for their cultural affairs department. But somewhere along the line, we've got to start looking at the redundancy, and we got to start looking at shared services. Again, we can't operate like we did 100 years ago. That doesn't work. Everything is too damn expensive now. So shared services, like paving, like I talk about on the radio show. Jersey City has no problem writing a check with $16 million to do paving. Well, wouldn't that be nice if we kept that $16 million in-house? Why can't Jersey City do the paving? Why can't we have the equipment? It's not going to cost us $16 million to buy the equipment, and we train people. We already need paving done. So we can do our own paving. We're going to save some money, maybe $1 million, maybe $2 million. whatever the profit is on that. And then the county needs paving. We could do paving for the county. Bayonne could use paving. We could do paving there. There's shared services. But there's even more than there's the DPW aspects. And each one of those communities, they have DPWs. Maybe we don't all need DPWs. These are the things that have to be looked at, especially when you look at shared services. And countywide in Hudson County, should there be some consolidation in municipalities? Yeah. I know Guttenberg just received money to do a study on consolidating their school system, maybe in North Bergen, or the other school systems surrounding Guttenberg or Abbott district. But you take a municipality like Guttenberg, that could be moved right into North Bergen. East Newark, that could go into Kearney. And you say, well, what's the difference? Well, they all have salaries. They all have mayors. They all have police departments. They all have DPW. They all have councils. They all have all these health and human services. All those departments exist in these small little communities, and it's paid for by taxpayer dollars. We have to start looking at reducing the expenses, making things more affordable. And that's the only way we're going to do that is to look at the expenses. And the redundancy and the shared services and consolidation is what the future is. And then we just got to look at how we're going to handle expenses in the future. Like I said, how we operated 100 years ago doesn't work today. All right, that should be enough of our demo show today. Let's see how this sounded and look, and we'll try again later. All right, Michael.